It's the Bergs coming at you live on September 11th, 2020, approximately 4:42 p.m. The Y5 is 5 and is 55 and for Mr. 55, Mr. Atari 55, Mr. Double Nickels, and the reigning Emperor of Boyd. So, what am I going to talk about here? I'm going to talk about the air quality. Everyone knows I have asthma. Now, some of the trolls, oh, the Bergs doesn't have asthma, he's faking it. Oh, really? I've had asthma since I was born. I've been carrying an inhaler since I was a little kid. Always had asthma. But I played sports. It never really affected me that bad. I played soccer, I played baseball, hockey, everything. Tennis, basketball, every single sport. Swimming. I mean, come on. Yeah, if I overexerted myself, I remember, and every single coach, like I was on the soccer team growing up, even throughout high school until my junior year. And my coaches knew I had asthma, but I was fit, and I could play soccer, and I was a starter. You know, I played a position called sweeper. Anyway, stopper and also sweeper, and I was good. But about every 10 to 15 minutes, I would have to sub out, go have some water, hit my asthma inhaler a couple times. Then after 3 or 4 minutes, I say, "Okay, coach, put me in." So it's just a thing that you get used to. And usually my asthma's fine out here. If I'm not around things that are going to trigger it, like for instance cats. I don't hate cats, but I'm allergic to cats. I have allergies too. So if I'm around a cat, then the allergies will kick in, and that makes my asthma kick in. Can't really be around smoke, cigarette smoke. I mean, if I'm outside and someone's smoking, I'll just walk in the opposite direction that the smoke is going in. So can't really be around that. So and usually the air quality is fine. There's a misconception of the Seattle area. Everyone around the world's, oh, it rains there all the time. It rains. You know, oh, Nirvana, grunge music, flannel shirts. Yeah, that was in the 90s. No, it rains. Yeah, it rains in the fall and the winter and part of the spring. But the summer is bone. I mean, bad to the bone dry. We don't get any rain in the summer. Maybe like 1 or 2 days it rains like for like a couple hours. So all the lawns, unless if you have a sprinkler system, underground sprinkler system, all the lawns eventually turn brown, like ours has, for the most part. Even though we water it, but then eventually you have to give up on it. You're just wasting money because you're watering dead grass. It's not going to come back. The only way it comes back is when it starts to rain. Natural rainwater. And the bottom line is this. We're experiencing terrible air quality, smoky air quality. It's hot. You can probably hear it in my voice. We had the forest fires from eastern Washington and central Washington, which are still burning, and south Washington. and the wind patterns are blowing it up here to the greater Seattle area where I live. See, normally the wind patterns are blowing from the west to the east, from the Pacific Ocean. So usually, even during the summertime when it's hot and dry, the air is fine. But no, it's bad now. And now the wind pattern shifted, and it's blowing the smoke from the forest fires in California and Oregon up into Western Washington. The whole state of Washington, especially Western Washington. So it's at unhealthy levels now. It's supposed to be at hazardous levels the next few days. I mean, my parents didn't even go out this afternoon. They usually go out every day and get coffee, and my mom runs in to a grocery store, get some food, a bottle of wine for my folks. They like to have a couple glasses of wine. Why not, right? But, see, the weather people lied. They said at the beginning of the week it was going to clear up by the end of the week. Well, it's the end of the week. Okay? And it hasn't cleared up. And it's supposed to get worse over the weekend. It's not supposed to get better until Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. So, I just got to stay indoors, folks. Relax. Drink water. Probably won't be going in the garage much, doing the BERGS Show live. And if I do, it's going to be a short show. So it's just going to be some of this pre-recorded stuff over the weekend. I'll make some separate videos later. I got to do my daily Herman report, my daily Dumbo. I guess he's back on, folks. I guess the trolls haven't taken him down yet. They will. He thinks he's going to get 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 subs and get remonetized. He won't. He made a huge mistake becoming the ice cream man of Boyd and also long forming 129 videos. Yeah. Big mistake, Elbow, because the trolls can make you on here, but the trolls can also break you. So with that being said, folks, I'm just going to take it easy. And on September 11th, 2001, being that I'm, from the North Jersey area, I knew a lot of people who died that day. Probably about 6 or 7 people I knew from my town, ranging in ages, older than me, or younger than me, or my age. 6 or 7 or 8 people who worked at the World Trade Center who died. And a few other people, I think 3 or 4 other people, or maybe more that I don't even know of, died a few years later because they were first responders and they developed cancer. So, let's all say a prayer for them, and let's say a prayer for everyone with COVID-19, and I think there's 200,000 Americans who've died. This is awful times we're living in. 2020 has been the worst year in my life. 47 years old. I'm sure this is the worst year of everyone's life, And, but we just got to take it day by day. I'm just going to take it day by day here, folks, because having asthma and having these smoky conditions is bad. I went out last night for a little walk. I was only out for about 10 minutes. And I felt like I was being suffocated. It was around, 10:30, 11 o'clock. So anyway, folks, say a prayer for me too. And I'll catch you later. BERGS out.